Now today, I would like to share the number of leaves that our Kenyan law have stipulated, and there are several, but the major four that are recognized by the Kenyan law as per the labor laws, that is the Employment Act, are four. These are not limited. As an employer, you can come up with other leave days that can be recognized by law as long as it's a policy in your organization. So allow me to start with the four that are mainly known or have been that are, let me say, they are general, four of them that are allowed, mostly in private sector, unlike public sector. Yeah, I'll deal with private sector. Therefore, one, there's annual leave. Annual leave, the minimum days is 21 days in a year. That equates to around 1.75 on pro rata basis, 1.75 days in a month. So if you take 1.75 days in a month, you get 21 days. So 21 days for annual leave. The law stipulates and states that an employee must have worked for 12 months for them to earn the 21 days. However, this is what happens technically, because I will be asked a question: what if an employee works for 6 months and they decide to leave? Either the employee decides to leave or contract is terminated. The 6 months annual leave will be calculated on pro rata basis. As I said, 1 month is 1.75 days. Okay, that equates to 21 days in a year. So the law stipulates 21 days. It happens technically in organizations. An employer can have the leeway or be a bit flexible, and the employee can take the days. Okay, the employee can take the days in between the year, because you find an employee will have worked for like 6 months, and within the 6 months this employee has earned, because after every complete month the employee earns 1.75 days. So given a scenario or an example where the employee has worked for 6 months and probably they have a function, they want to attend a certain event, or they are going for exams, okay, if the company doesn't have study leave, the employee will take 2-3 days from the 6 months that he has worked. So there are some organizations that have that leeway, because of course I can imagine it's just being human. It's applying the H that comes before the R, the human resource, the H. Okay, take it on pro rata basis. However, it can be very strict. You have to work here for 12 months for you to earn the 21 days. There are employers that are quite strict on it. The other day leave day is sick leave. Now, sick leave is quite debatable. The Employment Act 2007 revised 2012 states that the sick leave has to be 7 days. Yeah, 7 days sick leave. Okay, 1 year. If that 1 year you have not fallen sick, you have not going on sick leave, it's not like it's not recoverable. 1 year, it's gone, it's gone. 7 days. Yeah, the general order gives 30 days sick leave. So it depends what the employer. It's quite debatable, especially when you go to court. It's quite debatable that there is 30 days and there is 7 days. So if the company is issuing the 7 days, I think it will be complying as per the Employment Act. If it is giving 30 days, well and good, it's complying as per the general order. Okay. Now the sick leave for 7 days sick leave is in full pay. If you exceed the 7 days sick leave, the next 7 days you'll be paid, or you will be away on sick leave on half pay. When you talk about half pay, we are talking about the days that you are away. You get half pay on those days that you are away. Not a scenario where if you earn 30,000 and you are now 7 days, the other 7 days sick leave, then you are paid 15,000. No, it's the days that you are away. You get half paid on those days that you are away. This is the second 7 days. The first 7 days on full pay, the second 7 days on half pay. All right. Thereafter, it can be on unpaid. you can be on unpaid leave, but I will tackle that on a different episode. Allow me to tackle that on a different episode. The third leave is maternity leave. The Kenya labor law gives it, maternity leave is 90 calendar days, not working days. I understand there is a bill that was passed for it to be discussed, but it has not yet been passed. So for now, we are working on 90 calendar days for the maternity leave. If the female employee would want to exceed the 90 days, hence they can exceed and they consume that from their annual leave. All right, the employer can give leeway on it or can approve an extension of the 90 days, but it has to be deducted from the annual leave. All right, but it should not be less than 90 days. If your employer is so good and a blessed employer to give you 100 days, to give you 120 maternity days, well and good, but should not fall less than 90 days, calendar days. The other leave is paternity leave. The paternity leave here is for the male employees, where they're given 2 weeks, that's 14 days paternity leave. The 14 days paternity leave as well, it's calendar days, 14 days, 14 calendar days for the paternity leave. If the male employee would want to extend or go beyond the 14 days, hence the HR or the employer can now deduct that from the annual leave as well. All right, but not from any other leave, maybe sick leave or no, it's purely if it's an extension, then it has to be from the annual leave. HRs, my dear colleagues, make sure all the leave days are monitored, all the leave days are recorded, all the leave days are updated, because leave days is a liability to an organization. How is it a liability? If your employees have not consumed or have not gone to rest, one, it shows that you are not allowing your employees to rejuvenate, for them to rest, get refreshed, and go back to work. Hence, you are not quite considerate to your staff. Let your staff rest. They go rest, they get rejuvenated, they can go on for their studies, have events and so forth, and then they come back to work when they are refreshed. All right, so make sure that it's on record, because if it's not recorded and your employee wants to leave work, you'll have to pay all those days, because there's nowhere to show your employee was not on duty. And being not on duty, probably your employee was on leave. So record each and every leave day. Record each and every leave day. May it be sick leave, maternity leave, paternity leave, or the annual leave. Okay, record your leave days, so that at least it's not now a liability to your organization. Because if they can be accounted for, if the days can be accounted for, then if your employee had like 40 days and he went 30 days, so you can only pay the 10 days when the employee is leaving organization. But if there is no accountability, if there are no records, then the employee will be there to say, I didn't go, show me. And especially the organizations that don't have staff attendance, maybe through a biometric or somewhere where your staff are signing. Yeah, have accountability of your staff. Have accountability of your staff, so that by the time they are leaving, when that time comes, whether natural cause or something has happened, make sure that at least you have somewhere to refer to, so that you are able to do proper final dues. Yeah, not to have debates or fights between the employee and the employer. Now, the other kind of leaves that an organization can have for their policy leave. Policy could be passionate leave, it could be study leave, which other leave? Vacation leave, There are other leaves that an organization can incorporate over and above the major 4 known leave days. And with that, those were the leave days I wanted to share with you. Please, if you have a question, because I can't cover everything about leave days on this particular episode, please ask me the questions and I will answer them accordingly. For this particular episode, I just wanted to highlight the number of leaves that are major or that are recognized by the law. However, the company can incorporate or add more leaves depending on their capacity. So please send in your questions and I will answer them on this particular platform, because I can't take I will take too long, maybe a whole day discussing about leave. So please, I'll be waiting for your questions, for me to answer your questions, to let you know what happens. Now you know, with Josephine, the HR. All the best.